This is Sean with Gate City Foundation Drainage. We're on a job today in Greensboro, so let's take a look at what we got going on. So we've got this yard here this is like a low point right here. And so the water just collects all along here. So you can see we're going uphill toward the back, uphill this way, and we're going uphill to the street. So we're going to be installing 2 sump basins today. So we need to find a low point, which I think is going to be like right there. We're going to pipe the downspout directly into the sump basin and then pump it out to the curb. We're going to place our second sump basin and catch this downspout. Probably another low point. We need to figure out where the low point is, probably like right there-ish. And then we have a pretty good shot out to the curb out here with our 1.5-inch pressure line. So that's what we're working on today. I'll talk more about how this job has developed as we go.
Low point's probably right there.
Under the tree?
Like right at the edge of that tree right there.
Yeah.
Right, that tree line.
I don't want to place it too close to the tree to get into the roots.
System.
And we can put pine needles around the tree to hide the water.
Well, then that would be.
So I'm thinking. Yep, you might want to grab a rake or a piece of pipe or something and lay it across there just to see what it looks like.
Yeah.
This first hole was far enough away from any roots, and the guys were fine with digging it by hand. I asked them if they wanted me to dig it with the excavator because it was sitting right there. But you get a little bit better hole when you dig it by hand because you can control much more easily than with the excavator. And so I leave it up to them whether they want me to dig it with the excavator or dig it by hand. In this case, the soil was pretty soft too, along with not being close to any roots, so they dug it.
This one, here's the thing, this one don't actually have to be super
It don't
straight.
have to be.
Because, here.
Good?
Yeah. Alright, and now let's just simply since we ain't got to worry about, hold on, let me,
That's the needle.
yep, since we ain't got to worry about fall.
There we go. Good?
Yep. There you go.
That mark at the spot, man.
You want to mark on that side as well, just there you go.
I'm better because I'm kind of stupid sometimes.
No more than me, man. No more than me. Yeah, because with the angles through here, it would be tough.
The guys are digging the hole for the basins. I'm going to go ahead and set up this pump. It's worth mentioning that anytime you're working with pumps, you want to be using pressure pipe and pressure fittings. So this is an example of a non-pressure fitting. And look at the small surface area here for gluing. This is a pressure fitting, and you can see we've got almost double the amount of surface area for gluing. So non-pressure, pressure. Obviously dealing with pumps means we're dealing with pressure. So we always use pressure fittings. These pumps ask for a 3/16" hole at the discharge pipe, and that will allow any air that gets caught in the system to get pumped out and not stop the pump from working. It's called air locking. So the way I usually do it is I'll put a small nipple here before my check valve, and then I'll put my 3/16 inch hole there. As far as check valves go, I really like these flapper style. So these have like a flap in here. They also sell types that are like a spring that the whole thing pops up, but those don't work as well as the flapper ones do. So that's what we use. There's an arrow pointing which way this goes. Now this pump is set up and ready to be placed in the basin, and we use a union. These are going to be pumps that are back in someone's backyard, so if these were in a more public place, we may not use a union for theft. So here we'll probably put it there or so, or you could put it here, either way. So that one's ready to go. Let's get the next one set up. I wanted to show you, this is another style check valve you can use. This is one that's going to use a mechanical connection, and this also works as a nice union. So you can use this and you don't need that union. So either one of those works just fine. And this one actually works with 1.5 or 1.25, so either one.
Over just a smidge. Nope, too much. Okay, I don't know about up and down, but side to side, that's good.
Up and down, I'm good, I believe. Might come up right, well, right there. Okay.
Okay, well, if you switched it. There's the glasses. All right.
That makes a real tight fit, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
That's a nice fit. I like how you wallow it out a little bit too.
Yeah, and it still make it nice and snug. So.
Yep.
All right, let's get this in there and be done with that pipe.
Oh, that's more than full bubble.
That's too much, then.
Yep.
What's that, Jeremy?
Right.
It's more than full bubble. I'm at capacity.
Sweet.
All right.
All right, keep feeding it. Keep feeding it. I hear it. There it is. All right, sweet. It's a good use for that non-pressure fitting, just for the cord. Okay. Nice. An electrician installed these two 15 amp circuits. The pumps draw about 9.6 amps at max, so they were good putting 15 amp in. And I wanted to talk about what we're doing here. I've had a lot of people commenting on running electric service. This is not electric service. This is a cord. This is a manufacturer's cord. So all we're doing here is we're just placing it in the ground in a pipe. So if we were running electric service, which would be a piece of Romex, we run outdoor Romex. You have to run it through schedule 80 gray pipe, not schedule 40 like this, and it has to be about 18 inches deep. So this is not electric service. This is just a cord plugging in. What do y'all think?
Yeah, you're 100% right. Yeah, you gotta have direct burials or gray pipe.
Yeah, but this isn't electric service.
Yeah,
this is
just service to a pump. You good on this?
yeah.
That's all we need.
The guys are getting this gutter caught here,
Need to back it.
and I'm getting the discharge line laid out. So there's a 45 right there. I think that's gonna work.
Alright, you're on the brick.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna.
That right there is about as close as you're gonna get.
All right.
That's got it, dog.
Yeah.
That's gonna drop it straight.
Sweet. And we got a full bubble still
Oh, I have no doubt. But
for the camera.
proof's in the pudding. Ta-da!
Nice.
Yep.
All right. That's what we want.
Yeah, I know. My liquid is faded.
Your liquid's faded.
Yeah, it's not the yellow, so
Huh.
it's harder to see. I'm sure on camera.
Oh
It
yeah.
used to be yellow. That
Interesting.
liquid. Yeah, I'm sure it's just UV light
Yeah.
reaction that's faded it over time.
Been using the heck out of that thing.
That's it. That's it. I have. It still works. The bubble inside still works.
All right. So we've got everything together here. I like to leave these unions apart and let them dry really well because you don't want to get any glue on the threaded part there. And so I've got a little bit of space back here if you guys want to push that back to me.
Okay.
Let's see if I can get this. I probably got to, yeah, go ahead. All right.
That good?
Yeah, that's good. Where'd you learn how to do that?
I've seen a cat named Jeremy do that before.
Really?
Dude named JC.
I cannot claim credit for it though.
I'll tell you the job that we was doing it on. It was old color doing the still painting the house by itself. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we used that small hand trencher.
Yeah.
Let me teach you something.
Or not the small hand. The small.
Look, we did.
You guys want to move that barrel?
Where do you want to move to?
Just dump it.
Gotcha.
Okay, we're getting ready to trench from the basins out to the curb here. And the homeowner does have an irrigation system. So when it comes to irrigation systems, we've done it every which way. We've had it marked. We've tried to hand dig it. It's impossible to find the lines. You end up hitting them anyway. So what we do is we just go for it, and then either we'll repair it or we'll have the irrigation guy repair it. In this case, we're going to flag anything that we hit, and the irrigation guy is going to come back because it's not summertime yet, so the system's not even on. So we call this Forrest Gump digging. You never know what you're going to hit. I wanted to show you this pipe I just pulled out. This is one of those slinky pipes, and it just is covered in shingle dust. So that's all shingle dust and pine needles. So whereas the smooth pipe that we're going to use, the Schedule 40, will let all that debris flow through it instead of collecting it like this. Oh, look at that. That's a green tree frog. That's pretty cool. He must be real cold. Look at that. This is like this is a super northern side of their range. But yeah, that's a little tree frog. It's pretty cool. Oop. Nice find right there. He's not very green, but he's kind of dirty. But yeah, that's a cool one.
Yes.
I just finished getting this union in here, so I wanted to show you real quickly. We've got this gutter piped directly in here, and so we're not dumping the water out and then hoping it finds its way. We're piping it directly in here, keeping that water in a pipe the whole time. We've got our cord from our pump going out to a receptacle right there. That's an outdoor receptacle. This is our discharge coming from our other sump basin. We've missed this basin and we're going out. And then this is our discharge from this pump here. So this one's ready. We're getting our trench covered up over here, and we did hit the irrigation system here, so the irrigation guy is going to come out here and repair that. We've got a flag on it and we've got it open. And we're about to get ready to core into the curb.
Sweet. Let's get them both started. I was just saying,
this one. Okay.
We've recently started using a screw jack, which you see off to the left here, to apply pressure to the core drill, and this works really well with the 4.5 inch bit. This is a 2-inch bit, so it's not as bad, but it still helps.
Sweet.
Pull it on out. Pull it on out.
Did that go all the way through?
Yep.
Oh, it's done. Oh, sweet.
Nice.
See if that slug will pop out of there. All right.
Go.
So that bit is pretty well done, isn't it? That bit, so let's see that bit.
It is.
Yeah, we pretty much trashed that thing. It's completely gone.
Yep.
That's the end of that.
Say, I think we were worrying it.
All right. That's it. That was a nice deflection too. That last one it moved, I was like, oh. All right. This one ought to go straight in. Go ahead. All right, all right, all right. Perfect. Leave it right there.
That bit, I'm assuming you don't want back in the box, right?
Correct. They're good?
Good job,
Did you recover it?
All right, so we're just finishing up here, and I told you that we had some delays here. So the city, so first of all, this is in an HOA, and the HOA needed city approval to core into the curb. Well, the city doesn't care. Every time I call them, they say go for it. But I said, no, I need something in writing for the HOA. So that was a huge delay. And so according to the city, what they wanted is they wanted us to come in here, do the work, and then once we're completely finished, then they're going to come in here and inspect it. This is called a tie-in right here. And so what we're doing here is we're tying into the street, and in our area, the street is part of the stormwater management system. And so dumping stormwater into the street is an appropriate way to go. And they want mainly to make sure that this is an attractive looking job tie-in here. So I'm going to take a picture of this and I'm going to send it back to the permit that I got issued, and they'll come out here and look at it if they feel like it, and we should be in really good shape.
That link there, boss.
Okay, we're giving this the old test Rooney here. So that's simulating a rainfall. We surrounded that with some gravel, so it may take a minute for it to fill up. But I'm gonna head out to the street and see if we can catch it. Jeremy, if we have any extra, we should probably pile it up against the, where they're gonna repair it, just in case they need extra. But use what you need there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm probably gonna need it.
Okay. Oh, there it is. Nice. So now, all that water that was landing back in that depression area with nowhere to get out is going to be delivered out here at the curb. We are finished with this job. So we got this gutter caught. We got our new outlet over here. This is now our sump basin, and with the perforated lid, which is nice because it collects surface water as well. Got our second sump basin here, and then we're heading on out to the road right there. We left this open for the irrigation guy to come back, and we left him some dirt and we left him some extra straw right there. And then out here at the curb, this is what our outlet's going to look like. So it looks real nice. All right, I can't wait to get back out here during the rain. I'm back out here. It's been, I guess it's only been a few days, and this thing is working pretty well. So the pump just kicked on. Let's see if we can catch it.
Doesn't take much water to trigger this.
Oh! That's just whenever the basin fills up. And so it's an automatic pump. So the basin fills up, it's got a float. The float kicks it on, it pumps it back down, and it goes back down. So I mean, that's all the water that was just like...
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I did not expect that.
Yeah. Alright, we noticed that that back pump wasn't really coming on, and so we stuck the hose in there to make sure it was working. Yes, it's working, but take a look at what's going on here. So this part of the gutter right here is full of pine needles. So hopefully you can see that. Talking to the homeowner right now. He's going to get that cleaned out and fixed so this will work like it's supposed to. But yeah, I mean, there's no water back here. It's been raining for a while. So keeping that gutter water in a pipe all the way out here and then being delivered out to the curb is the ticket. Solving standing water problems like we had here when you have a depression area with no clear path for the water to get out can be a little bit challenging. Somebody had installed like a 12 by 12 drainage box in the backyard, but that was higher up than the gutters and it drained somewhere in the neighbor's yard. So I didn't really feel good taking the gutters and taking more water into that system, which I didn't really see how it was working to begin with. So those pumps, they really do work well. Even though you have to get electric run to them, you have to pay for electric to run the pumps, they do work really well to get that water out of there. And in this case, they were working pretty well. On the day that I went back to revisit, I met back up with the homeowner, and we did notice that that back pump wasn't really working as fast or as often as the front one. And so we went back there, ran the hose back there, made sure it was working. And then the homeowner was the one who said the gutters are clogged. So I guess it's a 2-story house, so I hadn't even thought to look up there. But we identified that, those pine needles. So he's going to get that taken care of. And that gutter should be working a lot better. That downspout should be working a lot better. But so far, so good with that system. Everything's working really well, and the homeowner's real happy. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.